Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your.
Hush up, gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my sight. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its sides. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. What you hear in yourself when no one's to be found? What keeps you eased out? What takes you off your mind?
Guess you want this, I've won this. Everybody in this, we should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Check the time to
I can see that.
Hi, everybody.
I can see that.
This guy. It doesn't matter what you can see it, but nobody else can see it.
I know, but here's what for Christmas I'm getting you a comb,
brush?
A brush.
I have brushes.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you a hygiene kit.
What?
Like soap, shampoo.
Oh my gosh! Stop. Okay, I am.
But
don't look at it. Don't make
can't-
eye contact with it.
I can't help
Hi,
it.
everybody. Ignore him. Welcome to our podcast, From Vision to Success. I don't know what you're looking at. It's fine.
It's that cow leg thing.
My hair does something funky on this side. So,
I know.
So I'm
Do you
glad.
sleep on that side?
I think I do, actually.
That's why.
probably why,
That's
right?
why, yeah.
I had to think about it. I was like, wait, am I this way or am I this way? Yeah.
Do you sleep? So if you're seeing the bed, so you're seeing the backboard,
Okay.
do you sleep on the right side or on the left side? This is gonna say a lot about you. Ready?
I sleep. Okay, if I'm looking at my bedboard like this, I sleep on this side.
You sleep on the right side.
Yes.
So you sleep with your back towards Mike.
Yes.
That says a lot about you and your relationship.
Okay, tell me. Please do tell me. Okay, I'm learning something new. Do share.
I don't
tell
know.
me.
I'm just saying that you have to put up with him during the day, but you don't have to during the night.
No, please. I'm like, if anything, I want to be close to him because I get cold really easy, and he's like a heater, right? So it works out. But then sometimes he gets too hot, so I have to like move away.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah. I sleep with my back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tegan snores.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm gonna tell Tegan.
Don't tell her.
I'm 100% Tegan if you're watching.
But yeah,
you know what this man said?
If you no, relax. And that's probably why you have what you have there on the side.
I know, but don't look at it. Enough about my hair. How are you?
I'm doing great, but you have to understand, right? That you're looking at me. The audience is looking your other side.
Yeah, that's fine. And just don't look at it. Look at my face. Don't look at my hair.
I can't.
Look at my face.
I can't help it. It's staring at me back.
Oh my gosh. This guy's so crazy.
So, how you doing?
I'm good.
So, how's your book going?
It's going. I'm deep in research right now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Now, you said that you were going to put about the author?
Yeah. So there is because okay, so I was talking to Mike and he's like, sometimes I have trouble saying what I do for like, you know what I mean? When people are like, well, what do you do? And I often minimize what I do. Yeah, I do. Because I'm like, I don't really have an excuse for it other than maybe I just feel awkward sometimes saying it, or I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So I downplayed a lot of the things that I do. So he's like, you need to write the about you part so you figure out exactly who you are and how you want to present yourself to the world, and then you can start acting that way.
Have you figured out what type of book it's going to be? Because
N-
we had that conversation last time.
Yeah, I'm still debating if it's going to be something like a memoir or something more. I don't think it's going to be a memoor. Actually, the more that I'm thinking about it, I want actionable steps that people can take.
Okay.
I know reading about our life and autobiographies work, but I also would love to give the world something that when your life sucks, you don't want to analyze somebody else's life, right? At least for myself. When my life sucks, I don't want to analyze somebody else's life. I want to give me actionable steps. Tell me, what can I do? Right now, your mind is already consumed with everything that's going on in your life.
So, yes and no.
Don't tell me what I need.
No. Oh my God. That got scary.
I know.
I'm not going to lie. I got scared. The Latina came out. Don't tell me. No, don't you tell me what I want to do. I want you to do.
Yeah.
No. Here, hang on one second. For reals, legit though. This is the thing.
It's a mixture of both because as you're saying it, I'm reading the Bible right now, and a lot of the things that I'm reading in these stories, I'm able to be like, oh, okay, that happened. Maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
So I do get where you're coming from.
So hang on, let's ask the audience. So audience, who's ever watching right now, we had a whole bunch of people and they dropped off, but that's okay. Like, you know what? Who needs you? I'm just joking.
We need you.
No,
Don't get off your high horse.
I'm just joking. I didn't really mean to say that.
That came out wrong. Inside thought. That was an inside thought. You keep it inside.
That sounded rude. I'm sorry. I am sorry. We do need you. I love you. Ugh. Well.
With your like weird wink.
Yeah. No. But let us know what kind of book you would like to read from. I was about to call you Olivia. I don't even know why. Oh, I know why. Because we were talking about it. Okay. Olivia is Seth's friend. And so, anyways, tell us what kind of book you would like Maria to write.
Oh, yeah. Tell me. That would actually give me. You know what? I actually should post that in my social media as well.
Yeah. Is it a memoir? Is it
an autobiography? Is a memoir the same thing as an autobiography? Or
Kinda.
does an autobiography happen when you're like old?
No. Hang on, let's go to what does Google say? I think it's the same thing.
Okay.
Memoirs versus autobiography, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you spell memoirs?
MEMOIRS, memoir.
What?
MEMOIRS.
MEMOIRS,
I think.
Versus.
Is it a big word? Oh my god.
It is a big word.
Okay. I hear like a romance book. Yes, let's do a romance book.
I dare you. Do a romance book.
I don't know how romantic I am. Ask my husband. He's like, I'm not very romantic, so I don't even know if I could pull that off.
So hang on right here. So it says here, feeling confused and the difference between memoirs and autobiographies, you're not the only one. The term are sometimes used interchangeably, and there is a lot of overlap between those two. So confusion is understandable. So you're not alone, Maria.
Okay.
But there are some basic differences that will help you distinguish between them and that make you sure... who needs that? Knowing the difference that will help you choose... Again, tu madre, what is it? Oh. This means that the writer describes herself or himself as I or me.
Is that an autobiography or a memoir?
Both autobiographies and memoirs are first-person accounts of the writer's life. So that means that you are writing as me or I.
Hold on, but
okay. One exception to this is sometimes the autobiographies are written in the third person. There, the author refers to himself as he or she.
No, yeah.
But it's commonly rare.
Because I'm trying to think about personal development books that I've read where the authors have shared their own personal experience. It always comes from an I perspective.
Oh, here's a chart.
I don't have glasses, but...
Okay, so here's a chart. So for those who might be wondering, this is the difference between autobiography and memoirs. We're trying to figure out what kind of book Maria's going to write, because one suggestion we have here is a
romance book.
A romance book.
Yes.
Harley Quinn. A romance book. I love it. I love her.
Oh my gosh.
Pam, you're awesome. Okay, here we go. So an autobiography covers the author's entire life.
Okay.
A memoir usually covers only a part of their author's life.
Oh, okay. Okay. A memoir could work.
Because you're I know you're old. You're like in your 60s, but like, I mean, you still probably got another...
Good, right?
You still got another 30, 40 years to go. So it wouldn't be an autobiography.
Yeah, it would be a memoir if I did it that way. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm deep in research right now, though. So we're progressing.
Yeah.
Tell us how, please.
We got a bot. That's a bot.
We're making it places, people. Yes. Oh, thank you, Bob, for making us feel good.
So we just, I gotta put should we put it out? Yeah, we should. I don't care. So we just got a bot. It says, buy followers, primes, and viewers on mystream.store.
Listen, we got a bot. That means our views are getting there.
That is hilarious. Okay, so an autobiography usually is written in chronological order from birth to present day.
Okay.
A memoir is written in chronological order, but often moves back and forth in time.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It's starting to sound more like a memoir. To tell you the truth, I know you
Yeah.
got your mind set on a how to.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right because I'm like, I'm reflecting on a lot of the experiences that I'm having, and little by little, I'm learning all these things just from these experiences
Yeah.
and just from realizing, like, our topic today is about faith, right? And imperfect faith. And I was thinking that in the midst when your life totally sucks, right? And you're struggling through life, that imperfect faith means trusting enough to take another step forward, and not necessarily with what you're struggling with, but rather with the other parts of your life. Because sometimes when you think you're struggling in things, your mind wants to park there.
Yeah.
Your mind just wants to be there. You want to neglect everything else around you. And having the faith to move forward sometimes means that you have to take a step, maybe doing that laundry that you still need to do, maybe going out and seeing a friend that you still want to do, like just getting those stuff done. So I'm
But
learning.
even your posts are memorized like posts. So,
Okay.
and I'll explain to you really this last one. It says your autobiography places greater emphasis on facts and history.
Seriously, like you just burped.
But not loud. I held it in.
Okay.
I totally held it in.
First of all,
I held it in. I was I was like,
but you see what happens
What is
when
it?
you're so free with your burping, then it just happens all the time.
Because I had 2 burger patties this morning for breakfast. So they're still in there.
Anyway, keep going. That's so. This guy, I tell him, I'm like, can we not just?
I upgraded from hot dogs. And this is 100% natural ground beef with onions and cheese
There you
mixed
go.
into the thing. So it's natural ground beef.
Okay.
So it was a healthy breakfast.
Okay.
But I just had it. And so it's like still working its way down.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Hang on, people. Hang on with that.
could totally
Okay.
hear all that. Okay. Anyway,
Check this out. Ready? What you are. A memoir places greater emphasis on emotional experiences and interior.
interpersonal.
No, dude. I'm gonna get through this. Hang on one second.
Okay.
The experiences and interiority.
I don't even know what that means. Okay.
Interiority.
Can I see?
Entirety.
Emphasis, autobiography. Okay, memoir. Greater
Entirety.
emphasis on emotional experience and interiority.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means like stuff that's going on in your inside. That's what I think, like interiority.
Yeah. Which
Okay.
is totally you. And that's what I'm saying. All your posts, they're not like step 1, do this, step 2, do that, and step 3, you gotta, whatever, and go back to step 1. All your posts is like, this just happened to me, and this is what I learned from it, and this is what you can learn from it. Every single one of your posts are always personal. I think people are easily relatable to you because you put your whole life out there.
I do. I honestly do. And sometimes I'm like, oh, should I? But it helps me get through my heart. Like I put a post. I didn't do this in my own personal, like social media, but I actually made this post on it's like a fitness faith group that I'm in.
Yeah.
And I talked about like feeling calm and feeling anxiety all at once and kind of that roller coaster of it. And I had a few people say
I know.
this is so relatable
I know.
to what I feel.
I
And I'm
know.
like, it's life. You feel peace, and then the next moment you feel anxiety.
See, and with the how-tos, I don't know if you have how-tos.
I don't have how-tos. You're right.
And again, this is not a shot.
No.
Like this is not a shot, right?
I think
and I'm not trying to break you down and like destroy your momentum. I just you are you here's a compliment. And again, and I'm gonna say it once and I'm never gonna say it again.
On the day, you know how like back in the day they used to say on the day of the Lord of June, like what is it? What's today? June 20th. On the day of the Lord of June 20th, 2022. Miguel Martinez said, "Okay, go do it."
You have an ability to recover, recoup, and bounce back very, very quick. And I don't know how you do it because I struggle with that sometimes as well. So I'm learning a lot from you actually.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And so you're the way that I think your life period has a lot to offer just by an example. So I'm going to share something very personal.
Okay.
The patriarchal blessings, right?
Yes.
And so for those who are watching don't know what a patriarchal blessing, it's a special blessing that members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints they receive, and it's a very special blessing, right? And there's a part, and I'm not going to share everything because it is sacred, okay? But there's an extract in there that, and I think it's very it's general enough to, I think it can be applicable to many. It's not too personal, right? So I think I'm okay with sharing it, but it says that the best way to preach the gospel is through example, right? And so I think that we get the people that stand from the pulpit and the how-tos and do this and do that, and then you have people that just live their life, and the way that they live their life becomes an example to many. And I think that's who you are. I think the way that you live your life could be, if it can just be captured via book.
Yeah.
I think it'll help a lot of people.
Yeah. I guess it comes from a place where I just feel like I don't have authority enough sometimes in like saying this. So I just want to do like, okay, like I'm going through this, but then like whatever I'm saying can be backed up by so-and-so.
You still can.
Yeah. And so I think, you know what? I think you're right. I think I'm more of a memoir aspect of it because I share a lot of my struggles.
Yeah.
And I share openly and raw sometimes. Like sometimes I have gone on video and like cried. Yeah,
there's some boogers everywhere. Oh my gosh! And then
100%.
my cat's got stuck in the toilet. And
100%. But then at the same time, I'm like, there is power in being vulnerable. Like people are not. I think it's so unrelatable for just to see somebody kind of move through life without any what is it called? Any struggle. I do the same. Sometimes you have to do it and keep going because you have a generation. Yeah, it's so true. Yeah.
And that's my sister, Dinora. And obviously she's going to want to shout out. So hi, Dinora. Don't you have work?
No, listen, you keep watching us. Don't listen to this guy.
Don't you have work?
My heart goes out to you because you had to live with him. And the short time that I have is spent with him, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Whatever. I'll tell you the truth. I have a very hard time with being vulnerable.
Because sometimes it's seen as weakness, right? Yeah. And because you want to be strong for others, you want to have sometimes the answer for others, but sometimes within those moments that you're broken are when you help others. I think you need to be broken in front of people, and it's hard. I went through life without being broken in front of people, and I was so angry, and I always wondered why people didn't care enough. Oh my gosh, why am I gonna cry? I've been very emotional. But honestly, like I wondered, I was like, do people even care enough? Like I struggled a lot at church, especially, right? Because I'm like, I'm having these babies and like, it seems like nobody cares. Nobody's reaching out, but then I'm like, I didn't put myself out there. Everybody thought I was fine. And sometimes, people have their own struggles that they're trying to deal with as well. And without being open and without being vulnerable, people don't know how to support you because, one, they don't know that you're going through things. And I did that at the beginning of this journey with like what was going on in my family, with Mike's family and stuff. I shut down and I didn't reach out to my friends. And I have a group, like I have a girls chat group, and there's about 7 of us in there. And I shut down and I suffered alone, right? And then what happened is that they didn't know what was going with me. They thought that I like no longer liked them, that I had a problem with them and I was struggling, but it wasn't that. I was struggling myself. But without me being open, they couldn't help me, right? So anyway, so that things like that, when I realized that, I was like, I can't do that. Like you can't go through things alone. And Mike is always a constant reminder of that for me because he's like, you need to stop because I still struggle with regards to trying to be strong and keep it all together. But then sometimes you just have to ugly cry.
So again, I'm not here to receive revelation for you. So I'm calling the powers of the sun. So I get it.
Gosh.
I'm not.
Oh gosh.
So I get it. I'm not here to tell you where to go, what to do. I'm more of a mentor to you. Like, I've lived my life and
well, he is older, so it totally makes sense.
It doesn't matter. I'm
like
here
10 years older.
I'm here. There's no way we're 10 years. Is it 10 years?
Okay, how old are you?
Doesn't matter. So the point is,
no, I think we're like about 7 years older.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I'm turning 38 this year. Would that be correct? 7? Because I'm judging it based on like me and Tegan are about the same age.
Yeah. Okay. I can see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm more here somebody that you admire, right? I'm here in your life somebody that
Sorry, did you just say
that you put on a pedestal and you're like, man, Miguel's life.
That's why he has to burp to take him down a couple notches, right? Like that's why he has to do all these.
No. So again, this is my point.
Okay.
My point is this. It could be your book could be about what is this?
Oh, fancy how that got there.
How did that get there?
So as we're talking about Maria's book, let me tell you about my book.
Okay, hang on.
7 imps.
Before we go to my book, hang on one second. So your book, I can see it being categorized as past, present, and future, or past, present, and wannabe. So
Past, present, and wannabe.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
So here's just a thought.
Okay.
Okay. And I want royalties if you decide to go with this.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so past is you've lived a lot and you've been able to capture a lot. You've been able to go through a lot. And some might call it a curse. You call it a blessing.
Yeah.
Right? Which is what I find admirable. Right? That you're able to like, okay, this happened, this crappy thing happened, and I'm able to learn from it. And what did I learn? This is what I learned. And this is, if you're in the same position, this is what you can learn, right? And or I was reading this book that said because of what I was going through, then it supported what I feel now, and this is how I'm strong. So for you, it's like you've lived through a lot. Based on what's happening now, you're going through a lot as well.
Yeah.
You thought that
you
thought that this was over, right?
100%. I was like, let me share all my nuggets.
Yeah.
I got this. Let me tell you about my 2 years. And the Lord is like, well, guess what, Maria?
Yeah, here's more.
I'm going to give you some research assignments that you can like personally do to help you through your book. So that's where I'm at right now.
So you're going through a lot.
Yeah.
And where you want to be, right? And then we can't say future because it hasn't happened yet. So it's past, present, and where you want to be. It's from everything that you've learned, and in and where you want to be. How can all these steps take you there? Kind of like make you help that connection, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I see you doing, because I don't know if you have a how-to.
I think you're right, because I teach a lot through a lived experience.
Yeah.
And what I share is through lived experience and how I
and that's powerful. It allows you, people connect with you because of that.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think as we're chatting about it, I think it is something that I'm continually learning. There's different phases that I've gone through. I want to share with you like about my faith. I want to share with you about my fear. I want to share with you about like courage and pain and all these different experiences that I've had that complement each other. Yeah. And I can only do that through sharing my personal story.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think there is and I want to do it. I think I want to do it that way because when I was thinking about it, I'm like, what kind of impact do I want to make in this life, right? What kind of things, what do I want my legacy to be? And it's really exciting to think that I can leave a legacy of faith to my kids, right?
Yeah.
Of my, like even my future generation, even if nobody ever buys my book, which you should all totally buy my book. But even if nobody did, to be able to touch my future generations and for them to be like, you know what? My grandmother, great-grandmother went through this and like her life was so crappy at certain points. And if she was able to get through it, I'm going to be able to get through it. You know, like it's like I'm reaching out to my future. So I think.
And I want you to think about something. The greatest self-help book is a memoir.
Yeah.
Which is what?
It's a collection of personal experiences.
Which is?
I don't know where you're getting.
The scriptures.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The scriptures is not a how-to book.
You're so right, because and the awesome thing about the scriptures is like you liken it unto your life. So you look at it and it changes. Every time you read it, it changes because you're going through something different in your life. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're so right.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
This is what I do for a living, yo.
Thank goodness this is cheaper than therapy for me. So
I know this is becoming. I'm gonna have to start charging you, yo.
Maria's getting her therapy sessions in. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like if the Bible is just it's their memoirs, their revelation given to man or given to prophets, and they write their personal experience. This is what was going on. I was on my way back to the city, and then the Lord told me to go to this, and Jonah was like, no, I don't want to go. And it's like, well, you're gonna go. I was like, forget that. So he jumped on the boat. He got swallowed by a whale. It was like, what is happening right now?
And then he was spat back out.
Then he got pooped back out, right? And so he's like, all right, okay, I'll do it. And then he preached the gospel, right? So it's the Bible is just the scriptures is just a collection of all these revelations and experiences of regular men chosen by God, and then they write their experiences along with their revelations. It's not a how-to book.
Oh, you're so right. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Denora says, if you keep having the same struggle over and over, I have learned that I learned that I haven't learned my lesson yet. When you teach by experience, you really make a true connection to who you are teaching. Oh, thank you so much, Denora. You're so right.
Yeah, whatever, Dinora.
See, she's right.
Who cares, Dinora? Whatever, Dinora.
No, I think you're right. I just have to trust in myself, and I have to trust that okay, so I was thinking about it. So kind of sharing a little bit of my patriarchal blessing, which is, it's really awesome. It's like Miguel shared, is this really important piece of paper that gives you guidance in your life. Yeah. And it allows you to know what's true when there's a lot of chaos in your life going on,
Helps
right?
you organize your life.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so I was thinking about this the other day, and on there it says that I have the ability to connect with others because my positive spirit radiates and is felt by others, which is it's true. I feel that connection with people. And then I never put two and two together because then it says a few other things, and it says never lose your light. And I'm like, it's almost like a warning, because when hard things happen, you want to shut down. And I 100% want to shut down right now. Yeah. Like, that is exactly what I want to do. But I'm like, I choose not to, right? So it's kind of that constant reminder in the back of my head to, like, you know, whatever experience I'm going through is not just for myself, it's for the benefit of those around me. So I will push forward. I will push forward in faith.
That's it. So what is this? Oh, how did this get here?
I know. So we're getting everything ready. I'm like, Miguel, do you want to move your book stuff? And he's like, oh, we can if you want. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're not going to. Okay, go ahead. Share with us. Tell us about your book. How's your book going along?
It's going very well. So I got them categorized.
Oh my gosh. So I love how you have it all.
Yeah. So along the top will be all the imps. So the 7 imps. Okay. Right? I'm not going to reveal what the 7 imps are yet. Okay. But at the side here, going down the side, is every imp is going to have their subcategory. So these are the subcategories. So for those who are joining me and don't know what's going on with this book, so I'm writing a book, and it's due. Oh, before I announce the book, I want to have a pre-launch party.
Okay, when are you gonna do
this
it?
is gonna we're talking about a big thing, and then we can start taking pre-orders.
Oh my gosh! Yes, let's do it. Are you thinking November?
I'm thinking November.
Okay.
November, we do a launch party. I have a buddy of mine who owns a restaurant. We do the restaurant thing. We have people over, and we have our covers printed, and just kind of a launch, and then we do a launch party.
Let's do it.
But that means you have to put your butt into gear.
I know. I'm going to. It's this. Yes. It's going to happen.
If we're doing a launch party in November, we have to have more than half of the book done.
Okay, first of all, you know how well I work under pressure. You've seen me work under pressure.
I know. I know, and that's fine. But we have to have at least 3/4 of the book. Excuse me. We have to have at least 3/4 of the book done by November.
Can I just make a request? That day, you will not burp at all.
I can't. If I have a burger,
you cannot.
I don't even know why I'm burping so much. I think it's when I get nervous. But hang on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like a tick.
It's so rude. So rude. So I got the 7 imps already. Okay. Right, which is along the top and in order of the way that they showed up in my life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I had to really, really analyze this. What's happening here? Okay.
And then we're good.
Oh, yeah. So for those who are joining, Coach Martinez is writing a book on it's called The Seven Imps. And all it is a imps years ago. So they're like little demons that work for the devil. Right. And so the devil tries to destroy your life, period. Right. From the outside in, or even from the inside out. Right. Whatever. But like, they just tries to take you out. The imps are the minions that go before the devil, and they try to demoralize you. They try to discourage you. They try to take you down. And then by placing thoughts in your mind, right? Fear, inadequacy, you can't do it, and all these different things. And so there's a whole bunch of different imps that do different things. And so what I call them is that I was building this business. I had a lot of imps show up in my life. And so I had to take them out. And part of building the business was figuring out a way how to take them out, right? So that's what's called the seven imps. The seven imps that showed up in my life and how I took them out. So I'm not going to reveal what those imps are.
Okay.
But I am going to tell you their categories within each chapter.
Okay.
So obviously there'll be 7 chapters, 1 chapter per imp.
Okay.
And each chapter will talk about naming the imp. So each imp has a name. Description of the imp.
Okay.
So for example, I think I told you this one. There's an imp of comfortability, right? And this imp looks good.
I'm familiar with that imp. It does look real good.
Imp,
it's a good looking imp.
He or she is a really.
They show up and they're like, "Hey,"
yeah,
and I'm like, "Hey."
Like we're talking about Thor, Chris Hemsworth, like, you know, like working out, biceps, and just like hair blowing in the wind. Like this is a really.
So you're like excited to see. That's why you're like, "Oh, like let's do this."
Yeah. You're not hitting on the imp. It's like, "Hey, how you doing?" You're not trying to procreate with the imp.
Oh my gosh.
Like, "Hey, how you doing?" Oh my gosh. "Hey, papi."
That's it.
Yeah, you're not trying to "Hey, papi" the imp, okay?
Oh, you totally should. Like that line needs to go in your book. Hey.
You know what? Done. I gotta make a note out of this. Where is it? The imp of comfortability. I'm gonna put here, "Hey, papi." How do you spell?
What do you mean? How do you spell it? It's right there.
I know. I'm looking at it. "Hey, papi, how you doing? How you doing?" Okay, Day, you got yourself a place in the book. Thank you. All right. So pretty much the imp's name, the description of the imp, right? So how they look and stuff like that. So again, the imp of comfortability. He or she's a very good looking imp. Description and tactics. How they are going to try and take you out. The things that they'll tell you, the things that they will say, the things that will, the words that they will, whatever, all this other stuff.
Well, they'll say everything you like.
Yeah. Well, and again, but that's that's the imp of comfortability,
yeah.
right? Because there's the imp of fear.
Yeah.
Right. And the imp of fear has different tactics.
Yeah.
Right. And so we got that. And then I'm also going to go into the science behind what they're saying. Right.
Yeah.
And whatever. Then we're going to go into some examples in the past, not just in my life, but also in history, where this imp has taken down civilizations or even nations, right?
Okay.
So we're going to go into that. Like, so how powerful is this imp in particularly? Then we're going to go into explaining how to defeat it.
Okay.
So some of the steps on how to defeat it. And again, science-based or experience-based. Explain some of the tools that you can use, right? And so some of the things that we've learned. And then we'll go into like daily affirmations. Because one thing that I've come to a quick realization is that they don't really go away.
Yeah, it's
right?
so true.
It's you can defeat them for the day, and you can even defeat them for the season.
You can like minimize their volume, I feel like.
You can even minimize your volume. They
Yeah.
can even feel defeated at some point, and then they will go away. But then they never sleep. They never give up.
Yeah.
They are very persistent, and they are just waiting by the sidelines to show up again.
They're like, put me in, coach.
Yeah,
Put me in.
it is. They're very, like, I'm telling you right now, They are they're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
Right. Like they've been doing this for years. Right. And so one of the things about them is persistency. So they don't really go away. So what daily affirmations, what can you do daily to keep them at bay?
Yeah.
Right. So then they don't have any power over you. And then yeah. So then those are some of the categories that we're going to go. So on the right hand side here, we'll talk about some of those things. And on the top is the imps' names. And so as I create their things, I'm going to put the sticky notes. And then I'm writing. So
I'm excited because you guys are gonna see the work in progress. I mean, the board is gonna be there. We know it. I can be like, oh, how did that get there?
I don't know. Just hey, puppy.
You see him coming in with like his board.
Well, you know what I realized? It's so I bought the board on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And then again, you ask the right question, the things come. So I was like, okay, because I keep writing my notes down and I keep putting them down, sticky notes everywhere and all these different things. I'm like, okay, I need something that I can see every single day. And I'm in my office every day in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And so what can I do? Something big that I can see every day that I know mentally that I have to come back to it, that I have to do. I have to make it progress somehow. And so I went into Staples, I bought the biggest board that I could. And then I think it cost me $80, man. But anyways.
Worth it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited for you.
I know. So November, we're having a launch party.
November. Yes.
I'm being serious.
I know. I'm telling you, I will be ready. I will be ready 100%.
So 3/4 of the book has to be done.
Okay. I will be ready. You got to trust me that I have.
I trust you.
You got to trust me. I promise you, I will have it ready.
Because you know what I'm gonna do next, right? Is I'm gonna start looking for I'm gonna talk to a friend of mine, see if we can do it at his restaurant. But if not, I'm gonna try and look for a place where we can book it.
And then we're gonna start sending invites out.
And then we're gonna start sending 100%. We're gonna start sending invites. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm like all excited and nervous and like.
Yeah. So we're when? What's today? June, right?
June 20th.
So July. So July, August, September. So September. So July. Hang on. July, August, September, October, November. That's 5 months from now. So I would say the invites should go out.
October.
September, August, September, to give people 2 to 3 months to RSVP and let us know so we can start.
Like a save the date, kind of like wedding style. Save the date, and then invite goes out.
Not even. Like this is the day. This is what's happening.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So come August, September, we're sending out invites for and it's not a save the date, right?
Why are you looking at me like that? You're looking at me like.
Because I'm telling you right now.
I'm on board.
3/4 of the book has to be done.
I am on board. I'll be honest.
And then we can do like a reading
oh my gosh.
Excerpt.
Excerpt?
We can do an excerpt, a read excerpt.
It totally terrifies me. I will be honest, like totally terrifies me, but it's good because this is something that I want to do. I'm scared.
I know.
I am 100% legit scared. I know I can do this, but I have imps. I have imps that are in my mind right now, but I know I can do this.
I have a book I can sell you.
I'll just wait till your book. I'll read it and then I'll write my book. You're like, I got a little something for that. Which imp do you need?
Hey, puppy, or hey, mommy.
Oh my gosh. You're like, oh, did you say that? Let me bring you my book.
But you know what's so funny is I'm having all these conversations with people and like, yeah, I'm going through the struggle or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. And I'm like, oh, I know which imp is that.
Yeah.
Like I can, even when I was talking to my kids this morning, like I was talking to one of my boys and he was like, yeah, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. And I'm like, yeah, that's imp number 5. He showed up at this certain time in my life and whatever. And this is how I defeated him. But I can't throw book and stats on my kids. Like, I mean, the process is different. But yeah, these guys.
You didn't want to be to your kids, can you read my book? Like, I have something for you.
I got a book that is going to be good for you.
Christmas time is just your book. Birthdays is just your book.
So here's the people ready? Here's the process. Here's what's going to happen. August, August is we will send out some invites. I know the people who I'm going to invite are people that have helped me like in the business, like hardcore. My first client, people at the board, like people that anyways. Are we going to open it up to the public? Do we stream it?
We could stream it. Yeah, why not? At least you know what we could do? We could stream when we read the excerpt. Is that what it's called from our book? We can stream that.
Yeah, we can stream that too.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, the party would be hard to stream the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But maybe just the excerpt when we're reading about our book, or maybe we like share a personal story, or like the pre. I don't know. What do you call it? Doing a talk and then doing like, I don't know, church lingo. Let me put it out.
Yeah, we'll figure out a way to stream something, right?
Yeah.
So it can be open to the public as well. But
I'm nervous. Oh my gosh.
I know. So what's our goal for next week?
For what?
So you know what? Something I realized as well. You're watching something in development. Like we've been talking about from vision to success. So this is what the base of the podcast is, right? Especially today's topic. What was it? It's
imperfect faith.
Imperfect faith. So it's not having all the knowledge in front of you, or like the how-tos. I didn't graduate high school. I'm missing a credit. And I'm planning on being a published author. Like, what the heck, right?
Yeah.
And so there's all these imperfections about us, but we still move forward as if with a hope in things to come.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what our podcast is all about, is from having a vision and how to bring it to success.
Yeah, it's taking that first step, regardless of that first step is.
And that's what's going on between you and the book. We have no idea what's going on. Like, you are so disorganized. I'm joking.
You know what? I'm early in my process. Listen, this guy.
It was a joke.
This guy. What do you think?
We are disorganized, right? That's why I had to get myself organized, because before Saturday I was very disorganized. Anyways, right?
Well, you have your stuff down. I think with you have that clarity. I think your book has been within you for years.
2 years.
2 years, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I think you've already even unknowingly started that process.
Yeah.
I think for me,
you just started.
It's just something new. I mean, I told myself I would never ever write anything outside of school. I was like, who would want to write that? I write posts and they are misspelled, and I'm like, oh shoot, did I misspell that? Oh, did I miss this word? So never in a million years would I ever think to even vocalize that I want to write something, right? But then here we are. So
and again, so it's our vision of writing this book. Of never thought that we would have done this.
It's exciting though, right?
It is. So what's our next goal for success here? So we're talking about vision to success.
Okay, I don't know. I need to.
I have an idea.
Okay, tell me.
No, what's yours?
No, I don't have an idea.
You don't have an idea?
And that's the thing. I just feel like I'm maxed out in certain areas of my life right now that I'm having difficulties in other areas. Like it's hard to kind of bring my focus back, and it takes a little bit. So I think I need help. So tell me, what do you think?
So my idea is we plan the pre-launch party.
Okay.
Right. Plan the pre-launch party with a list of people we want to invite and why, like who they are.
Okay.
And then when we put up a post, tag them, and that will be our next podcast will be a save the date.
Our next podcast is save the date.
Yeah.
With a list of people we want to invite.
Yeah. And then that way we're putting ourselves out there, and then those people are seeing our posts, and then they're like, oh, this guy's or her or she's writing a book, and this is what's happening and whatever. So we do a quick video, like and it doesn't have to be part of the podcast, whatever, but we go through some of the people that we were planning on inviting, and as to why and how they changed our life, and how are they contributing to the life or to the book.
Oh shoot, that like totally makes me want to puke. Okay, let's do it. I know I'm like in the right thing when I'm like,
because legit next week we're sending out through the podcast. We're sending out invites already. Like, this is not a let's wait until August to send out invites. No. This is next week. We're going to be sending out invites through our podcast, and we're going to tag these people and let them know this is what we're doing and this is what's happening, and wait for an official invite.
You know what the crazy thing is I'm like, as I'm thinking about people that have influenced my life, some people don't even know it because it's been through words that they've written that it was exactly what I needed to hear at the time, and the course of my life changed.
Yeah.
Because I think of one person and I'm like, she's much younger than me. I was actually her youth leader at like YLC,
Yeah.
and while she was on a mission, she kept up a blog, and there was a story that she shared through her blog, and it was through that story that she shared that I made decisions that changed the course of my life. And it was through the story that she shared.
So here's the thing. We make a big list, as big as possible, right? And bring all the names as I'm so excited. Hang on one second. I'm like, so hang on one second.
This guy, oh my gosh.
Hang on, listen.
He gets itchy when he gets excited. So let me just, he's like a ticking machine. Like he gets itchy, starts burping. Like who knows what's going to happen.
That's
like,
not true.
His ticks started to come up.
You're a liar. You came back a liar. I'm going to make your shirt that says that. You came back a liar.
From that Washington trip,
Yeah, from the Washington trip. You came back different. So here's the thing. We come back with a massive list, but we talk about our top 5 people.
Okay.
And then we go back and forth.
Okay.
You'll share one person, and I'll share the other person, and then we go back and forth, and then how they've influenced us to get to where we are now. And because I'll tell you one thing right now, it's a lot of the defeating of the imps came through even just talking to people. It was their belief. It was their, you go for it, and a whole bunch of other stuff that their life experience, their verbal memoirs helped me defeat some of these imps that I learned.
All right. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous because in my mind, I'm like, do I know a lot? There's 100% ton of people that have influenced my life. I need to sit and think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is for reals now, though.
Okay, you know what, you have me on this. Yeah. Clearly I'm in survivor mode. I come here, I'm in survivor mode, not in thriving mode. Survivor mode. No. There's time to thrive, there's a time to survive. So right now I'm just surviving.
Because next week we legit put a date out there, and we announced the date. So next week we'll announce the date of our pre-launch.
Okay.
She's so nervous. Like you have, I can feel the heat.
I'm
like
sweating. Like my armpits are sweating.
So gross.
I need some extra strength.
I can just imagine the beads of sweat. That's what you're saying, though. I can just imagine like that.
100%. I feel the dripping.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. That's so disgusting. Ew.
Oh, so the other day I was doing a workshop, and I was so nervous because it was a bunch of adults.
Oh my gosh.
And adults freak me out, right?
Okay.
They do. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Kids are easy. You can pick your nose, and kids will think you're the best thing in the world. But with adults, you really have to perform. And so I'm doing a workshop, and I am so stinking nervous.
Oh my gosh.
My back starts to sweat.
Oh.
And so then all I feel, and as gross as it is, I'm still going to say it, all I feel is like these beads of sweat rolling down my back. And so I got to keep it cool, right? Because I can't be like, So
what did you do?
I poker
Ignored
face.
it? Yeah, you have to.
I had to ignore it. But my shirt was starting to get sticky.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, and so, but yeah, so it was, it's been a while since I've felt that nervous at a workshop.
I feel the nerves for you.
And then what made it worse was this one lady, she kept calling me out.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what?
So I had I was doing a game, whatever. And so as I threw the ball with the kids, I was like, and I to distract them, right? From not catching the ball, whatever. And so this lady was like, why did you do that sound?
Oh my gosh, that's the worst, right? And what did you say?
I'm like, normally when I do this with kids, I use that sound to distract them, and I just want to see if I could get the same reaction off of you. She goes, yeah, because that was very weird.
Oh my gosh. You're weird. Just kidding.
Well, you suck. No, you suck.
Why did you make that sound?
So yeah, I was being called out a couple of times, and then there was another time where I said something, and she's like,
"Same person?"
Yeah, same person. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was like, I was so excited. I was saying something, whatever, and then she's like, like that. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh. That's so hard.
yeah. So she was nice. Like, I mean, she was a nice lady. I loved her, whatever. But like, and I don't know if what she was thinking, I don't know if the faces that she was making was exactly what she was thinking. I don't know, but her facial gestures were throwing me off. And then some of the comments. And so I'm telling you, man, like the sweating, and I refused to turn my back to them.
So you're like walking like this.
Because I didn't know how bad was it. Right? I don't know if it was coming through
A
the
Batman
shirt.
symbol. Oh my gosh. You were calling out for Batman. It's okay.
Yeah, I had no idea how bad was it, right? And obviously you can't see. And then I was just, I kept my back towards them the entire time. I was doing steps that I was normally.
Yeah, people are like, why is he so
I
tense?
was like, look at me moonwalk. Look at me moonwalk to the projector. So it was horrible.
Oh my
it was horrible.
gosh.
So that was my experience.
That's a hard experience.
Yeah, it was. So next week, so ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Next week, we let you know, we put out a date
Okay.
to tell you exactly when it's going to be. We may even go as far as telling you where it's going to be. Right? Because it's 5 months. It's 5 months away.
I know. And
July,
like,
August,
you're
September,
stressing
October,
me out,
November.
man.
5 months away, right? So it's a next podcast is going to be a save the date podcast. Okay. The what?
La Virgen. Where was your rosario, man?
They just said this is like La Virgen sweat marks on the back. It could be. Ocurrió así.
Listen, that was a miraculous. That is a miraculous apparition.
So to understand this comment, you have to understand one thing about the Latin culture is that we see signs in everything. Like we'll see a cross or Jesus Christ on a tortilla, and we're like,
and then it gets on the news, and then parishioners go and like they pay money to be around there.
Yeah. So that's
Could have monetized. Just kidding.
But so we're announcing the date. We may even announce the location, and then we will call out some of the people that we want on that on the launch date, pre-launch.
Okay, I'm super nervous. My throat is dry. I'm feeling anxious. A good type of anxious. But yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, this really puts us out there.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about being vulnerable, right? Where you put yourself out there and you say that you are going to do this.
Yeah.
And you hope for the best.
You have to make sure that you're here next week.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to make sure you're here next week, because next week we announce everything. We talk about
everything, our whole lives.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, yeah, like the people who've influenced us, right? And we announce a date. And we start posting this date.
Yep.
And the location.
I'm so nervous, guys. After we get off this, I'm going to have a good ugly cry.
A puke.
Put it up. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for tuning in with us. Make sure you support us. Those are, hold on, where's the camera? Right there?
Yeah.
Okay, log on to www.mtclive.com. Go under shop, support us. We have pretty awesome shirts with affirmations. That is where it's at.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure that you tell yourself the truth, and the truth is an affirmation, okay? Other than that, make sure you follow us in all our social medias there on the top. We love you guys. We are so thankful for you and tuning in.
Absolutely. What she said.
Ditto.
Peace. Where's the camera?
Where's the
Peace.
camera?
Get a minute, don't know. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your. Let it.
I sure that I live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. In yourself when no one's to be found. What keeps you eased out? What takes you off your mind?
Yes, you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, we should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. happily be formed anew in your hands.
I show that I live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time.
God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. Yeah, you better.
For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its sides. Hold down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my
What you